What's going on to everybody, both on Instagram Live and also on YouTube? It's the best show ever. Ricky Batalico, Tyrone Johnson. You can listen to us 2 to 6, Monday through Friday on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com. You can watch us on NBC Sports Philadelphia. A lot to get to today during this live and during this YouTube video. But one thing I have to get to is this CJGJ Slay thing that's going around. Because, Ricky, you played pro sports, so you can speak to this. I need people to recognize something. Pro sports, at the end of the day, is still a job. It's a job. You don't like everybody at your job. That doesn't mean you can't work with them. It doesn't mean you don't get through the day, but you're not friends with every single person you work with. Well, Ricky Bo, isn't pro sports at the end of the day basically the same way?
Yes. There's no doubt about it. Think about this for a second. When I played baseball, there were 25-man rosters, plus another 20 minor leaguers that you kind of had to know because you knew they'd come up.
Coming down, yeah.
So if you're going to tell me that you're going to get along with, well, you can get along with them, but if you tell me you're going to like everybody, you're out of your minds. You're lying. And the reason why I say that is we all come from different backgrounds. I was from Connecticut. There's guys there from California. Number one, there's a difference there just from where you're from. And then, you know what? You might not like somebody's attitude. I mean, you may not want it to be like a big fight in the clubhouse, but to yourself, you're probably like, well, this guy's a real pain in the ass, and I'll just have to deal with it all summer until he rubs me the wrong way. Then I'll finally say something. But for the most part, you don't get to that point. And you could deal with guys, 25-man roster. You deal with the guys all year long. I even look at this as, okay, Slade involves CJGJ in a podcast. So what? I mean, like, in my opinion, if I went home and one of the bullpen guys brought up everybody else's name and didn't bring it up, I wouldn't even think twice about it. Unless
you already didn't like them.
Unless I didn't like them.
And that's what I think this comes down to is they were able to win the Super Bowl. Their defense was able to be number one. I'm willing to bet hard-earned money that this is not the first time those two have had some form of an issue, but they were able to be professional and play through it. Now, in the case of Slay, he very well may not even be back, but people are very up in arms about the, quote, crash out that CJGJ's having, and I'm not even taking sides. I don't know who's right. I don't know who's wrong in this particular case, but I will say this. I feel very comfortable thinking that they probably don't hang out as it is. They're probably not best friends as it is. So all this is our first view of an issue that those guys have had for a year. For all we know, they didn't get along the last time CJGJ was here. He left and came back and they weren't friends. Like, this just isn't that surprising that coworkers don't always love each other.
No. And they never will. And by the way, picture this. You go into work. You're going to tell me you love everybody? Come on. You don't have a boss somewhere that hides in a corner that you're like, that guy, man. I'd like to meet him out for a drink. Yeah, everybody's been there, done that. It's no different in sports. Just because you're forced onto a team with a number of guys doesn't mean you have to be best friends with every one of them.
Absolutely. Now, this question's a bit more risque and not sports as we turn the page a little bit. Because the movie that won Best Picture last Sunday is about a dancer, an adult dancer, who falls in love with a Russian oligarch. Now listen, forget the Russian part for a moment. But she's a dancer, an adult dancer, and she falls in love. That's the premise of the movie, okay? Won Best Picture, okay. So I want to ask you, Ricky Bo, and the people out there, anybody watching live or in the comments on YouTube later on, could you, so I want you to imagine right now your perfect partner. This is male or female. They're the right height, look, personality, body, every single thing you like. This person, like if you have a dream person, this particular person is your dream person, but they're a professional adult dancer. Could you look past that person being that kind of dancer if they had every single other thing that you liked? Everything.
And this is like for a long-term relationship?
Yes, and she has, now she would stop for you. She doesn't have to continue to do that, but when you meet her And let's say you meet her and you talk and you don't know what she does. And she's literally checks, or he, whatever your orientation is, because it's not just about, it's everybody, checks every single box except that. Could you look past it if the person, for you, if you wanted them to keep working, or if you wanted them to stop? The point is, could you look past it if they had everything else?
Number one, I'm not going to lie, I would want her to stop. I think that's first and foremost. Secondly, if every box is checked,
Every other one.
I have a hard time not trying to get past that. I would definitely try to get past it. I'm not saying I 100% can, because you're being put into a situation where you probably have a little bit of that uncomfortable feeling for it. Come on, guys. We've all heard about what happens in those places. And I'm not saying I haven't been in one, because I have.
I've been to them. Let's say I've been to them. Let's say she says, or he says, I never did anything other than professionally dance.
I guess I could.
I never did any other stuff.
I guess I could deal with that, but you'd still have that thought process of guys rubbing up against your girl.
All right, well.
That would bother me.
Now, for me, see, I think in this, if it's every other box,
that's the problem.
See, I feel like you'd be stupid to not. Because you can't define people by solely on what they do for a living.
Right.
So as long as you believe the person is not doing the extras, I would have a hard time not pursuing somebody that had everything I was looking for just because of her
Look,
job.
I know there's people in there that are just trying to make a living and just trying to do a job and get out of there right away. But, but I mean, oh man, every box is checked. You have to give it an opportunity.
Now let me ask Dylan, who's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Dylan, you just heard the question. Could you?
Yes.
See, I could too.
Dylan's like an absolute yes.
Yeah, I just feel like you can't define people solely on what they do.
No, that's absolutely 100%
You can't
true.
do that because
it is a job. They are making money.
Because think about it. If you were to lose your job, would you want your significant other to leave you? If you're defined by your job, then that's what's going to happen. Like you lose your job.
That's about what happened. That's kind of what happened to me.
Right. But you aren't together anymore.
Right.
Well, as soon as you weren't the pro ball player,
right.
all of a sudden there were issues. And that happens to a lot of pro athletes, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
That happens a lot. So, but anyway, now, so in the chat, I would like, or in the comments, I just want to know, could you look past that? Like the movie. I mean, it's based on a movie that just won Best Picture and she won Best Actress. That's why I'm asking.
And I mean, you're checking boxes. You're talking like mentally, physically, everything. She checks every box.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I think you have to. I think you have to.
And what if something comes up like a year later, though?
I mean, what are you going to do? As long as she told you the truth.
Yeah.
I said this is what she does. Professionally adult dance. And then that other stuff she doesn't do.
Right.
If you find out she does that other stuff, well, that's no longer dancing.
Yeah,
that's a different profession.
That would change things.
That changes the profession.
Yeah.
No, in this case, it's just the dancing.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Okay. Now there's just
as long as she does some dancing for me at home.
She's gonna do that. Now, one other thing that I have found, and this is a Dylan's generation and younger thing. It would never happen with our generation.
Okay.
I found out. Because I'm not on the dating apps because I've been married a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with my wife since it was coming up on, well, I know I've been married over 11 years, but I'm saying that we've been together for like coming up on 18 years. So it's been a long time.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not on those apps and stuff. But I heard that there's this new thing where there are women and men almost bragging on the apps that they don't know how to cook. And that wouldn't happen in our generation. Now, this isn't about gender roles or anything like that.
I love cooking.
Right. No, what it's about is it's mad weird to me that you would like use that as like a brag. Like she in this particular one I'm talking about, it was a female who was almost bragging that she didn't know how to cook. And I'm like, well, like, is that attractive? It's not about the gender role. I'm just saying, like, so that means that you only eat out. You don't make an egg. You can't boil noodles? Like what? Like I don't think that's attractive for that reason.
I mean, you could make the simplest of foods. It doesn't. You don't have to be a mad scientist to do it.
Yeah.
You just have to have some patience, know what you need to do, and then do the job.
You can't read a cookbook.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there are some simple cookbooks out there that take you step by step and what you need to do, exact timing on everything. Hey, come on, if you know what? If you don't know how to cook, you didn't try.
Yeah, so what I found odd though is, I'm sure there's people from our generation who didn't know how to cook, but they wouldn't brag about it. Like, I don't even know how to cook, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that makes guys like you more? And I found it odd.
No, I would know. No, because, I mean, you know what? You know what's fun? Cooking with your significant other.
It is fun. That is
You have a glass of wine, you do some cooking, you could talk, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it is good.
I don't
That's
get
good stuff.
I don't get that whole thing of not. What does she do while you're cooking then? She goes and watches her soap operas or watches.
I don't know. And it's by the way, this is also a guy. Like, I don't think a guy on a voting thing should be like, or the dating thing should
Well,
be like.
I'm just thinking like that because I do cook.
Yeah. So like, I don't cook. I'm like, yeah, but like, do you think that makes you a catch? I don't know. So you can leave the comments there. Appreciate everybody watching on the Instagram. People appreciate everybody watching it on YouTube. Make sure you tune into the best show ever, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. If you want more of this content, make sure you like and subscribe. And you know you can do that kind of over here if you want more of the best show ever.